Almost 1,800 kilometers from Madrid to Brussels. It's a long march for the small group of Indignants. The 24-year-old student, Julian, is one of them.
We're holding up at the moment. The sun's quite hot just now, so we're taking a break to try to cool down a bit, but we'll set off again soon.
This is Miranda de Ebro, the 14th stop on the march. The Indignants walk 30 kilometers a day. They're spending the night in the city park. Water's available there, and locals give them food. Julian dreams of a time when money doesn't rule the world.
The political system is a slave of the economic system. That's why we're so critical of the financial sector. Democracy is subjugated to the markets.
The Indignants want an end to government bailouts of the banks. They want the state to get that money back. Not in our name is their chant outside the offices of a political party. Outside a bank they shout, "We won't pay for your crisis." The Indignants have been making news in Spain for months.
They aren't happy with the job situation.
They're keeping the politicians on their toes.
I like the fact that young people are rising up and protesting, but they need to protest in a way that makes sense.
2 young Germans are marching with the Indignants. Hansi and Elke say they're surprised by the level of public support the protesters get.
People we've never met before come up to you, give you a hug and thank you for marching and standing up for their rights too.
It's going to be quite a bit tougher in France. There's more solidarity here. The police don't really bother us too much.
It all started here at the Puerta del Sol in central Madrid. As many as 8 million people joined protests throughout Spain, an unprecedented popular uprising. Political scientist Benigno Pendas says Spain has played a pioneering role in the European protest movement.
Unemployment rates are much higher than in the rest of Europe, and that leads to a social malaise. The second reason is a sense throughout society that the politicians are too distant from real people. So somehow we have to get them to tackle the real problems instead of playing their internal power games and only addressing the issues which interest them.
Nearly half of Spaniards under 25 are out of work. That's the highest quota in Western Europe. So here, young people are fighting for their future, and some overstep the mark.
The image of the movement has deteriorated over time. That's probably because some radicals have taken advantage of the situation, and also because people can't recognize any actual demands. So I think interest in the indignant movement really is falling.
The hardcore of the movement isn't prepared to accept that. It's early in the morning in Miranda de Ebro, and they're preparing for the 36-kilometer march to Vitoria, the Basque capital. The Indignants come from all different social backgrounds and want to remain independent.
If we wanted to form a party, we would have to play by the political rules. That party would then become just as corrupt as all the other ones.
The Indignants see themselves as a peaceful movement based on solidarity. They hope to help people like families whose homes are threatened with repossession by the banks.
Sure, there's some idealism involved. A lot of people think change is impossible, but we believe in it. So we are marching to Brussels to complain.
They want to reach Brussels by the beginning of October. Another 1,300 kilometers lie ahead.